Hi, my name is Brittany Drake, and for a couple weeks now, actually, a couple months, and I still live back in Georgia, God kind of gave me a to-do list in a way, and pretty much just what I've experienced. And I'm only like 18 years old, but there's a lot that I've learned just from my dad and my mom and my brothers and sisters and stuff like that. There's a lot of wisdom that he gave me that I feel necessary to share with other people. And I'm still learning, and I'm still make mistakes and everything, but I talked to him, and that's what I was going to talk to y'all about today, I guess. I'm really nervous, so give me credit here, okay? Alright, well, my little sermon is talking to God, and I don't know, when I was laying in bed, probably about a week or two ago, and I always talk to him before I go to sleep. I pray, and then I talk, because I believe that there's a difference between praying and talking. Praying is when you're asking favors from him, or you're thanking him, or stuff like that, which is fine. I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, but it's talking to him. It's having that relationship. It's getting to know each other in a more deep and it's more intimate, and he just put it in my heart. He was like, I want people to have that relationship with me. I want my children to talk to me, to get to know me, and I want to get to know them. He already knows you, but he wants you to know him. He wants you to reach out to him, and just, if you're sad, to talk to him, and not ask him for anything, but just go to him first. And that's another thing that I never understood why. I have so many friends and my family, and every time I needed them, they would be there, but the first person I went to was God. It's instinct. It's not even instinct, he's the only person that's been able to help me in that type of way. I could be sitting there and I'm washing dishes, and my dad or one of the kids upset me, but as I'm washing dishes, you start thinking of paragraphs of what you should say and all this other stuff, and then it just hits me. It's like, no. I'm like, Father, just help me. I'm sorry, I should not be thinking like this right now. Just help me. And I just relax, and nobody could ever understood why I tell them, I get mad. Everybody gets mad. They get upset. They get frustrated, whatever the case may be. But I tell them, give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. Just don't say anything to me, or I go in my room, lock my door, close my door, whatever I need to do. And for at least 5 to 10 minutes, just talk to God. I could be crying and he'll make me laugh. I could be mad and, I just start dancing. It's just different stuff like that, because that's who I want. That's who I want to always go to. I don't want to go to everybody else and get their advice, which some of it could be godly, some of it couldn't. But it's more than that. We have a friendship. I'm not perfect. I mess up. I said that already, but I'm not always going to do right. I'm not always going to be perfect. But I need to strive. I need to be the one to step up and say, hey, this is wrong. I'm sorry, Father, Daddy. He's my best friend. And I think that is really something that we need to grasp, something that we need to get a hold of, because if we don't, then what's the point in it? What's the point in having a God if we don't have a relationship with him? And that's a question that I think a lot of us need to ask ourselves, even me. I talk to him, and he's the first person every time, even if nothing goes wrong, before I go to sleep, I talk to him, and if I did something, you know, I say I'm sorry or I apologize. But other than that, I just, hey, how you doing? How's your day? And it's weird because I'm tearing up right now. But it's not weird, but I guess it's different. You know, I can't physically see him, and I can't audibly hear him, but I feel him. And it's so amazing just the way it makes me feel. This morning I woke up, and I live with my roommates, and they went off to work, and today's my day off. And I was in a bad mood. I could not figure it out. I'm about in tears, and I couldn't explain what was going on, you know. I said goodbye to them and they left, and I was sitting here and I was like, what is it? And God told me, He said, you haven't been spending time with me. Who am I really to you? And that just hurt me, and I started crying, you know. And so what I've done for a long time is every morning I'd get up, and the first thing that I'd do, you know, I'd go wash my face or something, but I'd put a sermon on. And most of the time it was J.C. Duplantis, because he had a way of waking me up in the morning so that I didn't have to drink coffee and stuff like that. But I watched Jesse. I watched a couple of his sermons, and then I was listening to Jentezen Franklin, something my mom and my dad told me to watch before I even moved here, which was about a month ago. And God told me that He wanted me to do this video, and I'm really nervous. I start talking, so if I start talking fast, excuse me. I'll get better at it. But just in the middle of it, my sister, when I was watching the sermons, my sister texted me, and she was talking to me about how, she was like, what are your plans for today? You know, I'm at the house by myself, it's just me. And I was like, spend time with God. And that's all I said, and just, my eyes started watering, and I started laughing, and all the feeling that I was feeling before, everything that I felt like depressed, and it was on my shoulders, I could physically feel it just weighing me down, it's gone now. And there's not a feeling like that in the world. You can do anything in this world that's secular. You can drink, and you can go to parties, and you can do this and you can do that, but nothing, no joy will ever compare to just having this relationship with God. And I think that we need to stop looking at Him as someone who's always going to be mad at us, the angry God, the one that's always, you know, He's a jealous God, but His jealous is different. His jealous is more the love. It's a loving jealousy, if that makes sense. You know, we look at jealous as, you know, we'll do crazy stuff because, you know, our boyfriend cheated us, or our girlfriend did this to us, or stuff like that, but it's completely different. And he gets disappointed. I can say that. I always say that a lot, and if I've done something wrong, I'm like, Father, I know you're disappointed in me, but I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to be this girl. I don't want to be the girl that I used to be. I want to be your child. I want you to look at me and be proud to say that I'm your daughter, that I'm your child. And He always has a way of making me feel like that, like making me feel that it's okay, you know. He doesn't hold anything against us. He doesn't, you know, bring up our past as a thing to get back at us. Like, you know, I've done that before. Just be like, well, you did this, da 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 da. But He's not like that at all. And I really feel like I'll get more in depth in this, but this is my first video, so excuse me. But I really think it's important for us to have this relationship and stop looking at what everybody else has told us, you know. Everything that the world makes God out to be, He's not like that. He's not somebody that's always mad, or, you know, He gets sad. He gets sad when we're sad. If I'm sad and it's you know, if something's bothering me, he's the first one to come up to me. You can feel him, you can feel his presence. I'm sitting there and I'm just sad or something. It could be something that's completely just off the wall, and I can feel him wrap his arm around me, and when he touches me, he usually touches me on the shoulder, and it's like a tingling sensation just runs down my body, and it's comforting and it's warm. I know he's right there with me. I know he's comforting me, and it's so beautiful. You know, there's everybody else in the world, but right there at that moment, he wants to spend it with me, and it's amazing. I know I have more to say, and more that I will get out, but right now I'm just trying to hold back tears. But if you have any comments, any suggestions, anything that you would like to say, just comment below. I won't be mad, even if they are bad or mean or anything, but I hope y'all like it. Please let me know what you guys think.